piss everybody off right now, and I always piss, like, I think nobody is happy with my take, but I don't really give a shit on this, on Tate. So let's talk a little bit about Tate and where that's at. And I just want to give an update and where I think we're at in that case. Now, I have been kind of slow on commenting because I wanted to get more evidence. I waited till I saw some messages, some women speaking out that they weren't abused by Tate, and also seeing what evidence I'd seen on the other side. And whenever I'd seen anybody present evidence regarding Tate, it seemed to be really old videos, things that were from the past interviews, past comments, past voicemails that weren't necessarily related to this case, the accusations in this case, the charges in this case. And I say this once, I'll say it again. I don't give a shit whether you like Tate, whether you hate Andrew Tate, whether you think he's a piece of shit, whether you think he's got small dick energy, think he's top G, whatever you think about Tate, it doesn't fucking matter. This is about, and my whole thing with Tate, and my only reason to cover Tate, is about pushing for due process. And I think that's something that should exist around the world globally. I don't think people should be able to be held on shitty charges for 6 months. I don't give a shit if that's the standard in Europe. I don't care if that's normal. It shouldn't be. And there's alternatives. So what we have here today with the update on Tate is Tate is going to spend another 30 days in detention after a third extension. So the understanding is he can spend up to, my understanding is he can spend up to 6 months in jail on his current charges. But the interesting thing for me, the thing I wanted to bring up and just mention here is that here you go. His Tate's detention was extended for a third time on Tuesday, meaning he will remain in custody until at least the end of March, at which point the judge is going to look at it again and make another determination and can continue to extend it. However, here we go. A court in Bucharest extended the arrest warrants of him and his brother, Tristan, after they were detained on alleged, nothing has been proven, rape and human trafficking offenses. Tate lost his appeal to end his detention earlier this month. Now, here we go. The two Romanian women that were in there with him were already let out. Georgina and Luana, and they're under house arrest. All four of them deny the charges. They're all being charged for the same thing. They're all in for the same boat. So you let the women out and you keep the men locked up. Why can you not have them under house arrest as well? They have the technology in Romania. Yes, they're not as developed. Yes, they're much more corrupt. They're insanely corrupt. Yes, they're backwards. They know how to do a house arrest. That's completely practical. Just put them under house arrest like the women. Why are you giving the women one treatment and the guys another? Because women? Because we got to protect the woman? Because equality? Because we want to send a signal here that women are in a different standard of justice than men? All I'm saying here in this development, in this mode, and I think nobody has said anything about this, is that disparate treatment. But I also think just in general, keeping them there for 6 months without going forward on charges, presenting evidence, or rather having a further evidentiary hearing, is bullshit. And I will say this too. People say, oh, he's a flight risk. There's very easy ways to shut that down. I know people make Tate out to be some evil criminal mastermind, and maybe that's the image in your head. But it's easy enough to keep a guy from escaping. They do it all the time here with folks on house arrest. It's completely possible to keep Tate from getting away. By the way, if any of you think that Dubai would not turn him over, some people think Dubai would not extradite him. I'm here to tell you right now, Dubai would 1,000% turn him over. Dubai would not hold out. They have a certain image, and the image that Dubai is going for is not haven for people who are charged with crimes. And even if you think Andrew Tate is innocent, and even if he ultimately is innocent, they don't want this image. Dubai does not want this image of, hey, you're a criminal, come here and we'll hide you. That's not Dubai's vibe. That's not what Dubai is going for. So that's my take on Tate for now. I'm covering Tate as there's actual evidence, not me saying, oh, well, there's this old video in the past, or there's this other thing he said on this podcast, or there's this extraneous bullshit. We're not doing that on this channel. We're doing facts. We're doing timelines. We're doing actual stuff that happens in court, and I'm covering it from the perspective of due process and due process alone. I have my biases. I do, right? I think believe all women is bullshit. That's my bias. And I think we've proven that's pretty factual through so many cases that are coming up right now that have happened and will happen. With Marilyn Manson, Smithline, if you didn't hear about that one, Smithline, one of the Manson accusers, just apologized to Manson, saying it was all made up. We live in the era of the Amber Heards, the Smithlines, the people, the Ilmagors that are making these accusations, making these false accusations. We have to scrutinize these things. And listen, even if